Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Workshop. This time featuring Chronicle, Runescape Legends. Chronicle Runescape Legends is a CCG game that plays very differently from a lot of CCGs we see out there. Most of the time we have two players who have different life totals or something, and then they play creatures and spells, and the creatures whack into each other or whack into the player, and then you use spells to mess with each other. But this game's a bit different. So, much like most of the other card game series that I've done, well, specifically Duelist, I'll be playing two games every video, but maybe not for the first one because I need to teach you guys how it plays. But I think it's better to just show you guys how this plays. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that this plays very differently from any other CCG I've ever played. And one specific thing I really like about it is that the characters it has supply you with a varied amount of playstyles. In case you guys didn't know from all my Duelist videos, I'm a Johnny in terms of what kind of player I am, and that's a Magic game design term that usually refers to somebody who likes creating decks for the fun of it, likes seeing cool combos happen, and so on and so forth, because they believe that creating a deck and playing that deck is a form of self-expression. So I made a deck using the Raptor, which is your typical warrior class. He gains armor, he has a lot of tough units, he can kill a lot of enemies because he has good ways of dealing damage to enemies. But I play him like a mage by casting a lot of spells because I'm a Johnny. So, RuneScape Legends, or Chronicle RuneScape Legends, has a awesome mechanic that centers around an adventure. You try to basically have an adventure that's better than your opponent's because you're just trying to kill creatures, and creatures that you play, you kill, not your opponent. Because the thing about it here is that you only have 5 turns. At the end of all 5 of those turns, you and your opponent will basically repeatedly whack each other until one of you dies. And that's pretty much how an entire game of RuneScape Legends plays. The queue takes a while, I'm sorry about that. So, the thing about this is that it's very interesting because of the fact that we are able to play combos. Because every turn we can play 4 cards straight without the opponent getting to quote-unquote react during that time, making this very, very good and very, very interesting. So actually, this is a pretty good starting hand. Yeah, let's keep that. Okay, so let's look at the anatomy of a card. So this is a creature, and it has 1 attack, 2 health, and as a reward, it gives me 1 permanent attack. So by killing this guy, I get 1 permanent attack, which means I can instantly kill this guy instead of having to do 2 hits. So I want to mess with the Void Brawler, draw a card, do this, do that. So this is our combo. We will kill the Void Brawler in 1 hit, remove 6 health and gain 8 armor. We will spend 3 of that armor to draw 4 cards. We will do the KGP agent to discard 1 random card and gain an attack. Then we will use that extra attack to kill the armored zombie. I'm drawing before doing the agent because I don't want to discard any of these 2 cards because they're both really good. My deck centers around burst damage, so that's it. Another interesting thing is the timer mechanic, because there's actually no set timer. The timer is really dependent on who finishes first. After the one player locks in their cards, the other player has around 30 seconds to finish their play. So this is our 4-card combo, and then we'll just get to see it play out. So here's the way it goes. One player is assigned to be first. One player is assigned to be first, and he gets to resolve all their cards first. But we resolve cards 1 at a time. So this guy took a lot of damage and drew a lot of cards. So that's chapter 1 done, and each chapter is a turn. They all have cool settings, but all the settings are virtually the same. So as you can see from my deck, it's just all damage and all healing. Huh, this is actually pretty interesting.
Is decided.
Wow, this guy plays really fast. I can't even take the time to explain things to you. Okay, so I can play the Scorpion, I can play Ali Morrison, and we can gain some armor. Since I'm first, I should be gaining armor. Yeah, that's good. So we will kill this guy, deal 3 damage, remove the opponent's weapon because Ozan likes to equip certain weapons, and then we can... But the remove my weapon, not the opponent's. So we will gain 3 gold and we will spend 2 of that. Oh wow, he's trying to kill big things.
Welcome. It is good.
This guy's taking a lot of damage. Ozan likes to take a lot of damage to gain a lot of gold. Because he spends that gold on awesome things. There, for example. Gain 4 temporary attack. Wow, this guy. This guy will take a lot of damage, though. I think that kills him. I think he miscounted because I removed durability from his weapon.
Your defeat was certain.
So, that's a very... Well, not a very indicative game of Chronicle RuneScape Legends, but that's what we can look at. So that showed how we don't have to reach the end of the game to do the fighty thing. If you kill your opponent while they're doing their journey, you win the game. And the very important thing here is card timing. I feel like that's a big piece of strategy this game has. Let's just finish this screen because it's noisy. Yeah. Alright, so I feel like a big thing about the strategy in this game is card timing. Because of the fact that you and your opponent play 4 cards at the same time, you basically have to read what they have. And depending on what they've been doing the past few turns, you kind of have the idea of what combos they're trying to set up. Because RuneScape Chronicle Legends is an entire game filled with combos. So this is why the Johnny and me is so happy, because every turn you play a 4-card combo. And it's basically your or the opponent's job to account for your opponent doing counterplays. Because again, you don't play all 4 cards at the same time. You play 1, and then your opponent plays 1, and then you play 1, and then your opponent plays 1. This is a very interesting mechanic that I think allows for you to do counterplays, but at the same time making combos more viable. So it's also very important to note who goes first, because the first and second thing determines which cards are played first. So if you're playing second, you play a card in a different slot compared to when you're playing first. For example, my opponent has a card that says gain armor or something, and I have a card that says lose armor, and I want him to lose that armor before he gets to make use out of it. So if I'm going first, I place that card in the second slot, assuming that my opponent plays the gain armor card in the first slot. This means that I will do my first card, my opponent will gain the armor, and then using my second card, I'll remove that armor. However, if I'm going second, I will put that remove armor card in the first slot, because my opponent will first gain the armor, then I'll make him lose it. So it's very small and interesting tweaks like that that make this game very interesting. So we'll play one more game. And yeah, so hopefully you guys get to see the end of the thing. So this is, I forget her name, Ariane? I think it's Ariane. Ariane's the mage. So she has a lot of cards that basically let her draw spells.
First blood to me.
That's a really interesting hand. Let's get rid of one armored zombie. Look, we have a Romney Weaklax. I have a heal in this deck because a lot of my cards remove my health. I already have an idea for what the starting combo will be. It will be Void Brawler into War Tortoise into this into that. I'm absolutely okay with discarding either Romney Weaklax or the Rock Cake.
I must think fast.
Wow, this guy plays really fast. Okay, so again, much like before, we will kill this, gain armor, get some cards, kill this for free. Now my computer is a potato. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but yes, my computer is an absolute potato. Meaning that if it seems like this game's running a bit slow and laggy, it's my computer, not the game. When I'm not recording, the game's actually pretty fast. But recording software, oh, I discarded the Rock Cake, that's fine. Oh, that was a car. Sorry, I live next to a road. Skeleton Peon is a very interesting card. It's an Ariane only card. Or whatever her name is. I keep forgetting what her name is. And you can't mute enemy players, but they barely do anything. This isn't Hearthstone, guys. This isn't Hearthstone. Wow, that's a lot of armor. I don't have my cannons. So, if you guys don't know, I have a card in this deck called the Don Khan's Cannon, which is spend 2 gold and then deal damage to the opponent equal to half your armor. I can literally gain around 20 to 30 armor, so that makes it really, really good. Because I can kill the opponent really, really fast. I can do that. I can do an Ali Morazan and gain some armor.
My path is decided.
Yeah, I think that's okay. So, in my deck, it's usually good to gain armor last, because most opponents try to deal damage to you in the first 2 cards. And I think I've been really fortunate that I've been going first all this time, because my deck loves going first. Because once my opponent leaves me with enough armor, my cannons will hurt them so hard. Oh yeah, I forgot. Ariane's all about draw mechanics. She has a lot of cards that work on how many cards she has in her hand. A White Wolf. Though I think this guy is a noob because he's running a lot of common cards. So my opponent will gain 1 gold and a 2/3 weapon from this. So weapons play a very interesting role in RuneScape Legends because they essentially allow you to beat creatures you shouldn't be beating just yet. Which is essentially ramp in this game because there's no mana. I'm not getting any of my good cards. I think we can mess him up by doing this. So this is what I was talking about. My opponent now has weapons, and if he decides to attack a creature with a lot of health, by doing bash, I can remove some of his weapon durability, and it'll basically just kill him. So we can deal a lot of damage this time.
My path is decided.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. So I don't want to play any of these, so I'm okay with discarding any of them. I want to save at least 1 gold because my cannons cost 2. So he'll waste this on the White Wolf. So hopefully the next creature he was planning to fight had more than 4 health. Nope, he just has the Jubbly Bird. So as you can see, this is the entire game plan of my deck. It's to basically lower the opponent's health and increase my own so that I get to the point wherein I outnumber his life. And at the end game, when we just keep whacking each other, I'll hopefully have enough life to beat him. That's it. That's my entire deck. I discarded the armor. Wow, wow, wow. So there's a health cap of 30, but there's no armor cap, so I can keep getting armor. So in case it wasn't very clear, I think you draw 4 cards every turn, or was that 3? I think it's draw 4 or draw 3. It's either one of the two, which basically means that you have to conserve your cards. If you discard a lot of... Yes. Okay, so, oh, Nelly.
My path is decided.
So I will gain 15 armor, and then we'll deal so much damage to him. Then we'll gain some health back. Oh, really? Oh, wow. He has deal 5 damage to rival. So this is the problem with my deck. If my opponent has a lot of quote-unquote removal, it's just absurd. So he's just healing. So I get to get my cannon off. Boom! 12 damage. So now this guy has 4 life left. If I have any of my burst damage cards, oh, he has a Romney weak lax.
Have these pies as a reward. Here, have these pies as a reward.
Okay, so now I'm really scared of the late game because Ariane or whatever his name, whatever her name is, she has a lot of good late game cards.
This is the final confrontation. I must prepare.
Okay, so I should just play Romney here.
Raptor needs more gold.
Okay, so I can't play the Rock Cake because this will remove 8 health, and Ariane has a card that just straight up removes health. So when you have a card that says remove health, it basically says ignore armor, right? Because reduces a stat or removes a weapon if available. So it removes a stat, it removes 8 health, so it ignores the regular armor mechanics.
My path is decided.
I think that wins me the game. If he just gets a Romney weak lax.
Here, have these pies as a reward.
Oh, he's not dead yet. He only deals. Oh, yeah. If only he didn't have a Romney.
Welcome. It is good to see
So,
you again.
if you check out deal. Okay, so that's fine. That's just 16 damage. So I win this game because it takes 2 hits to kill him. It'll take him more hits to kill me. That ends the game.
You could have done no better.
So that's the other way my deck usually wins, is that at the end of it all, I've probably dealt enough damage to you and healed enough life and gotten enough armor that I'll just win the final fight. It's also very interesting because, again, that just plays into my regular game plan. And the cool mechanic is that the Russian penguins that I kill, the KGP agents, they not only help me kill creatures in my deck, which were the... Well, we can just look at my deck first. So, the KGP agent allows me to have enough attack to one-shot kill the armored zombie and the troll chucker, which are very, very good things because I want to deal more damage to the enemy and gain more armor. So, I don't have a lot of cards in this game, unlike Duelist, because in Duelist, I have almost the entire collection, so I can make optimized decks. This deck's not optimized. I'm actually earning up money and dust in order to be able to... Where is that card? There's a card that I want to get. This one. Oh, no, not that one. No, show craftable cards. So I want to get this card. There you go. I forget. I don't know how to pronounce this name. It's Tzokjad or something. So Tzokjad is a very interesting card. I mean, I can craft them now, but I need other cards first. Because he has 15 attack. And then the Raptor has a support card, which is a spell card, in case you guys weren't very clear about that. That is called Reflect. There we go. You spend 5 gold and deal damage to your rival equal to your next creature's attack. If my next creature is that 15 attack dude, I can deal 15 damage for 5 gold. That's an absurd amount of gold efficiency, if that's what you want to call it. Right? So, but that deck is an ultimate one-shot kill deck, right? Because I can deal a lot of damage, and in the end game, to Zop Jod plus 2 reflex will kill the opponent. Of course, I need to gain more armor and gain more gold. So, that I'll leave it at that for now. That pretty much does it for this episode of the workshop. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, do put them in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to answer. Without much else to say, thanks for watching, and good night.